we got the pickup mounted to the top here. Let's see what we got. All right. That's the ground. We got about 4.45 ohms. That's not super hot, but that should be about right, actually, for something like this. I'm thinking. I mean, you don't want something super hot. The strings are going to be not far above this thing anyway. So the next move is we got to get these in, and we're going to have to work through the F holes to do it. So probably what we'll end up doing is running a piece of wire out through, taping it to this, and then pulling this up through so we can mount it. Same with the input jack. We're going to have to figure that out. So, and then we can get everything wired up. I'll probably solder these up and get the wires soldered to them before I pull them up through. And then I can solder on the outside and just cram the wires back down in the hole and we're done. So we're going to be moving on to that next. Okay, what we're going to do is solder some wires on here before we put it down through the instrument itself. And when you do this, if you ever solder any potentiometers, always make sure that they're turned all the way off or all the way on. And the reason being is it will, if it's halfway up, it'll burn the contacts out, and you'll have like a bad spot. It'll go like, or you'll hear it when you turn it. Trust me, I've done it many times just by accident and forgetting. So we're going to solder some wires on this jack and get these pulled through the old mandolin, and then we'll start hooking everything up. Okay, just another tip here. If you look at this jack, this is the tip. This hits the tip of your cord when you plug it in. And this part right here hits the sleeve, which is the round barrel part. Now, if you look close, you follow that tip, and that comes over to this soldering lug. And the sleeve right here is this lug. This is hot, this is ground. Okay, so we're waiting for the soldering iron to heat up. And we're going to solder these on. Basically, you just get your soldering iron cranked up to about 480. And then, usually about 2 or 3 seconds, you're at the right temperature, and just touch your solder on, let it flow. I didn't quite get that one real good, so we want it to flow through. Once it's done that, let it sit and cool, and you should be good to go. Alright, so let's put this in. This one mounts in pretty easy, so we're good with that. The wires were pretty key in like getting it to go in there with them attached to it, so that made my life a lot easier. Working through F holes is not easy. That's a whole art form in itself. There's no room to get your hands in. Most of the time you're working blind or with a mirror or something like that, so makes it real tricky. Okay, that's our volume. Now we're going to work on putting that jack in next. Okay, hopefully this works. I got a piece of solder stuck up through the hole and just kind of run through that jack. hopefully I can pull it down and out to the hole here. And the solder will hopefully be soft enough so when I do get it pulled through here, I can just yank the solder out. But I don't know if the hole's big enough, honestly. No. I gotta drill a bigger hole for that jack. I'd use the same bit as this, and I should have drilled a bigger hole, so I gotta make that bigger. Hang on. Alright guys, we got the jacks in. We got the volume part ready to go. We're looking at all the wires, so we know what's what. And we got about almost 4.5 ohms off the pickup. Now, I gotta order this piece, so we're gonna have to put a pin in this one until I get that pad ordered and get it. Probably take a week. But until then, I'll get all this wiring cleaned up and get it soldered. Do a little sound check, tapping on the pickup, make sure everything works. And then we'll shoot the final video. We'll plug it in, crank it up, see what we can come up with. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like and subscribe, that would keep me going, you know. That's what it's going to take to keep these videos coming. Alright, have a great afternoon or night or wherever you are.